Aristotle once said, "We are what we repeatedly do." Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. There are more people who are struggling with depression, anxiety, stress, and even lack of self-worth. What most people don't realize is your thoughts are habitual and has everything to do with your well-being, your success, and even your happiness. But through the lack of focus and having an untrained mind, the results can lead to unconscious patterns of negative compulsive thinking. This habitual thought patterns can lead to negative neurotoxic transmitters that flood your body with the fight or flight response, such as cortisol and adrenaline. And through repetition, this starts to break down your immune system and causing dis-ease. A great example is your boss comes into the office and you automatically start reacting. Your heart starts racing, the body starts being flooded with adrenaline and this cortisol, and your blood pressure is being raised. But through repetition, this creates a unconscious thought pattern, and this becomes a bad habit, and it breaks down your immune system. It is so unhealthy. Not only does the habit of your thoughts lead to your emotional well-being, but it correlates to your finances and even your relationships. The list can go on and on. The bottom line is your thoughts create your reality. How you think is followed by how you feel, which leads to an action or a reaction. The problem is not too many people fully comprehend how habits are created and how to break free from the chains of these old patterns. Everything that comes in from the outer world through our sensory faculties, such as what we see, hear, taste, and even smell, is filtered out through our brain at lightning speeds. The problem is you are only aware of a fraction of what's going on in your head, while the rest is being stored into your subconscious mind. This is where all the good and bad habits are coming from, because when you are not fully present, your subconscious mind sends signals of its program to your brain of reoccurring thought patterns over and over, and this is followed by emotions and your reactions. Now, we think over 60,000 thoughts per day, but the problem is most of these thoughts are coming from a data bank of your subconscious mind, looping from your past, repeating them over and over and over. This subconscious mind makes up over 90% of your thought patterns, your actions, and even your results. It has been molded by your environment. So if you have been surrounded by influential people who have lifted up your spirits and encourage you to be better, well, then you're probably going to be in good shape. But most people haven't been as fortunate. You may have been told that you aren't good enough, you'll never amount to anything, you're never going to get the girl, you're never going to get the guy, you're just awkward, or you're worthless. And this becomes deeply ingrained into your subconscious mind. These emotional scars, they are buried deep within your own being. So later on in life, you see something and it triggers an unconscious thought pattern, and you don't even recognize it because it's happening so fast, and your body starts releasing chemicals and causing a reaction in your emotional shift. These are things we were never taught. I have been able to change my own life. I was able to rewire my brain to think differently. I created new rituals to implement in my life to change me for my better, so I could be more happier, healthier, more spiritually aligned, and even wealthier. I used to suffer from depression, anxiety, panic attacks, and this was all responding to something that happened in my past. But until I did the work, until I was able to rewire myself and pluck this weed out of my subconscious mind, I was finally able to be free. I was finally able to rewire my brain to overcome these challenges, to become happier, to become healthier, more aligned. This all correlates together with your subconscious thought patterns. Our body is like a ship, and this ship is our subconscious mind in reference. And our conscious mind is supposed to be the captain. The problem is most people have no captain and their ship is wandering aimlessly out to sea. A great example is traveling on a road trip. You give your mind instructions on where you're going, and along the way you're daydreaming, you're thinking about all the stresses, all the worries, or you're thinking about where you would rather be. And then all of a sudden you get to your destination and you have no recollection on how you got there. Well, this is the same with your life. Most people are running on autopilot and they have no recollection on how they're getting there. They're like sheep, just following in line, not questioning anything, just going through the motion. It's like a hamster running in that cage, going round and round, repeating the same thing day after day, week after week, and it's not getting anywhere. Does this sound familiar? This is the same thing that is going on in your life. This is what mindfulness is all about. When you start becoming mindful that your mind is full of garbage, of bad habits, you can start making the necessary changes, and you can start rewiring yourself with new positive enforcing habits. You are the creator of your reality, and what you think about, you will become. So if you change your thoughts, your results are going to change. It's time for you to wake up. It's time for you to take your life back. It's time to stop running on autopilot and start implementing new rituals into your life so you can train your mind to become more focused, more aware of your environment, to become more mindful of the people that are in your life, the movies you watch, the books that you're reading, the news, the emotional scars that have been deeply ingrained into your subconscious mind. They all have an impact on your subconscious patterns. It doesn't have to be this way. You can retrain your mind. It is scientifically proven that we can rewire our brains. It's called neuroplasticity. Neurons that fire together wire together. What this means is what you focus on through repetition can fire and wire new neural networks. Now, it takes about 21 days to create a positive enforcing habit and about 90 days to make it permanent. But just like an athlete knows they must train themselves for their competition, you must train yourself for life. That is why becoming a life warrior takes a commitment. Living your best life isn't easy, but by better understanding how the game of life is played, you can have a better chance of being on top instead of the bottom. I'm telling you this because I have personally changed my life. I have been able to rewire my brain. I've been able to create new habits, to break free from the chains of my old limiting mind. But it took a commitment on my part, just like it's going to take a commitment on yours. But how badly do you want it? You got to dig down deeply within your own being, within your own heart, to be able to break free. Because that's what it's going to take. It takes an emotional connection. It takes willpower. It takes energy to move mountains. And that's what you're going to have to do. That's why becoming a life warrior is what it's all about, because you're going to have to go to battle with your own mind. You're going to have to go to battle against the procrastination, against laziness. You're going to have to slay the dragons of your bad habits. So dig down deep within your own being and find that energy that's going to help you break free. It's going to help you commit to this everlasting change in your life and never look back.